Today on Outside the Box Reviews, we are taking a look at the NECA Batman 1989 25th anniversary figure, and I guess the Blu-ray. And this figure is a very special figure for NECA. Usually figures at this scale for DC properties are reserved exclusively for DC Direct and Mattel. Now DC let NECA make an 18-inch version of the 89 Batman and then use a scaled down version of that for their video game style figure. And I had speculated when that figure was announced that a lot of people will be buying it and repainting it to match the more movie accurate version that NECA said they were not allowed to do. But a few weeks back, they surprised us and announced that they were releasing this as an exclusive bundled with the DVD. They first put it up for pre-order on, I believe it was Warner Brothers eBay store, but then it actually started showing up at Toys R Us. Now I was lucky enough to get mine. I walked in and found Batman swinging from the pegs. They told me the Blu-ray was behind the desk at customer service, so I went to make my purchase. Turned out it was breaking street date being December the 9th, but they let me buy them anyway and then pulled the rest off the shelves until that day. So I'm not going to be taking a look at the Blu-ray. I actually plan on probably selling the Blu-ray since I already have the movie, but let's take a closer look at the figure. Batman comes with two accessories, and they're both exactly what you would hope for. First off, we get a very nicely done Batarang, very tiny, with some silver tips on the wings. On the underside, you can kind of see where it would fold, like it folded up in the movie. The 18-inch version, I believe, actually had a folding one, but this being so small, of course, you wouldn't want that to even be an option, I don't think. It is a little softer, rubbery material, so it does bend a bit, but I feel like that also helps you get it into his hand. Batman has a specially designed left hand for holding the Batarang with a little opening in there. Then you can just slide it right into his hand. He doesn't have the tightest grip on it, but he holds it well enough, and you could have it facing this way or the other. And it's just really cool to have Batman with his Batarang. Our other accessory is the grapple gun, and this is beautifully done. You can see all the silver rivets on it. It actually looks like it would fold up or come apart, but it doesn't. We have the gold grappling hook at the end. On the other side, we even get that little plate with the rivets in it, which just looks fantastic. This also a little on the rubbery side, but still a solid enough accessory. And Batman comes with an appropriate right hand to hold it. And you just slide the gun in there and he holds it very, very well. Now both these hands are removable, and you can replace them with a pair of fisted hands. Perfect for punching people in the face, even if they are wearing glasses. NECA has outdone themselves with this head sculpt. It is beautifully, beautifully achieved. The entire cowl is a very soft rubbery piece over a hard sculpted face. So he has a very angry eyebrows sculpted in. He's got his little bat horns come off the top. A nice texture to it. It actually does look like it's leather or rubber or whatever it's supposed to be in the film. There's a nice seam even here in the back, looking very, very cool. Underneath, we can see he's got his eyes in there. They have a black outline around him. His lower jaw and mouth look like Michael Keaton. And if you're feeling adventurous, you could kind of peel back the mask and see the rest of the face. Now, he's not fully sculpted underneath. He doesn't have any hair or anything, but it's kind of cool to peel it back and see him a little unmasked. I'm sure some people will probably be customizing this even further. Without the mask on, though, his facial expression looks a little weird. With the mask on, it looks perfect. It's exactly what I expect Batman to be. Pull it up, kind of looks like he's about to awkwardly kiss somebody. Connected all onto this cowl here, we have the little rubberized ends fanning out, and then the Bat logo. This is true to the Batman 89 with the little extra feet on the bat there. We have a soft goods cape coming around the back. Very, very nice, very posable. See, the end here has the iconic Batman scalloping going on. It's a very large cape, which I like a lot. I do wish we could have gotten something that looks a little more leathery with this figure like it does in the movie, but for what this figure is, it works well enough. Coming down to the body, NECA continues some great work. We have all the sculpted muscle of the body armor here, and this is actually a separate rubber piece as well, which aids with articulation. We move the cape out of the way, you can kind of see the joints in there a little better and see where it's separate from everything else. It's really just using that rubberized piece to come down and cover up that main torso articulation here without being too obvious. The arms are well sculpted, just simple black, and then we get down to the gauntlets, which look fantastic. And the gloves have some great detail in them. You can see all the stitching lines, all the seams, all the wrinkles. And then here on the palm, you can even see the kind of grippy part there in the center. Now, on the larger figure, and in the movie, this is silver dots on here, not just black, but that is such a tiny paint app. I really don't care that they weren't able to pull that one off with this. It's still great looking, great attention to detail. Around his waist, we have his bat belt, his utility belt, looking very, very good. A very nice gold color there. There's a little lower crotch areas, the diaper, the soft rubberized piece, complete with bat butt that Joel Schumacher would love. Legs are well sculpted, as are the boots. A lot of great detail in here, down to his Nikes. Very, very nicely sculpted figure. Now, I know most action figures that NECA does are sculpted in what they call a 2-up. It's made basically double the size of what the figure is going to end up being. But I wonder perhaps since this was an 18-inch figure, if they sculpted at a different scale, and then when you downsize all those pieces, you're able to cram that much more detail into it. For all I know, they may have just sculpted at a 1-to-1 scale making that version. But still, the amount of fine, intricate details put into this sculpt are incredibly impressive. For articulation, well, Michael Keaton really couldn't move in this suit, so the fact that it's articulated at all is kind of a plus anyway. He does have a ball joint at the neck, and with that rubberized cowl, we can get a little range of motion. Up and down is pretty limited, as is side to side. This is more than Michael Keaton probably actually had in reality, so I'm not too worried about it. It was kind of iconic in the movie that, he'd be looking one direction. Went to go look at something else, the whole body turns. We have a mid-torso joint that's a ball joint, so you can go forward and back, rotate a little bit, tilt side to side. We also have another ball joint here at the waist, so you can go forward and back there, rotate side to side as well as pivot. So really great range of torso motion. Pin socket shoulders, they go out pretty far. They're a little stiff on my figure, but they almost go out 90 degrees. They'll go forward and back very easily. You can bend a full 90 degrees at the elbow as well as rotate. He has a swivel at the base of the glove here, which is fantastic because you do also want to realign these little spikes at the bottom. And then the hand itself is on a ball joint with a really good range as well. Coming down to the legs, we have the pin socket legs, so you can go forward, back out to the side, not hindered at all because it has the diaper going on. You can also swivel at the upper leg. You can bend the knee about 45 degrees as well as swivel, and then a fantastic ball joint at the foot. And here he is next to the two other Batman figures I own, both from DC Direct, the Arkham City and the Arkham Origins, and he's actually in decent scale with these guys. The Michael Keaton Batman obviously is a much slimmer Batman than these video game ones, less of that comic book style physique on him, but height wise I think he fits right in. This figure, I think in conjunction with the time of year it's being released, brings back some major nostalgia for me. One of the best Christmas memories, at least in terms of going downstairs Christmas morning and finding a bunch of gifts, was there was one year, it's probably around the time honestly of Batman Returns, when I just got the Batman motherload. I got the mansion, I got like a couple Batmobiles, and just a ridiculous amount of Batman figures. And this release, even though I am outside the box reviews and I don't review packaging, I almost wanted to with this one because they packaged him looking just like the Toy Biz figures from back when Batman 89 came out. And I had that Batman with the stupid little rope grappling belt thing. And getting this guy like that really just made me want to go find that figure all over again and have the two side by side in my collection. But beyond triggering that nostalgia, it is just a beautifully executed figure. It's well painted, incredibly sculpted, and very, very well articulated. NECA has made a complete home run with this figure. I guess you could say they batted it out of the park. Wow, that was an awful, awful pun. This isn't Batman 66, damn it. But this figure gets a very high recommendation. As I've already said, the only way to get this figure is to get it with the Blu-ray. I believe the eBay pre-order is closed now, but if you're able to track this guy down at Toys R Us, I highly recommend it. You pay about $25 for both the figure and the Blu-ray. And like I said, I'm planning to sell the Blu-ray so I can recoup a little bit of that cost. And heck, if you don't already own the movie, this figure and that film make a great pair. Make sure you check me out on Instagram, username Outside the Box Reviews. Also follow me on Facebook, link below. And until next time, this has been our Outside the Box Reviews. Stay tuned for more to come.